Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We ain't linked up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right.
Ooh, so serious.
Where my girls at?
It's going down. All right, all right, all right, all right. We are here. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, Lord. I just got to thank the Lord for us all being here. We are live, y'all. We are live, not Memorex. I know our tribe is like them girlfriends. They don't know if we come and going, if we live, if we taping. What do we call it? An encore? But we are live today, baby. We are live to all of our tribe. Thank you for being patient. Carolyn Muse, we see you. Jacksonville, Florida, weather. She's talking about the weather. We see LaWanna Lee. Type your name in the chat. Tell us where you're listening from. We miss you when we're not live, but we always want you to know that you're on our minds. Hey, Casey McKinney. Yes, yes, yes. It's Sabrina, Caterina, Crisette, and Gloria. The force of friendship. Yes, 30 years. 30 years here, 25 years there, 29 years there. Almost serious, you guys, 100 years of friendship amongst us. So when I tell you friendship is our jam, friendship is our thing, we know how to do it and we work on doing it well. We do, we do, we do. Some of us are sassy, classy, messy, nosy, bossy, techie, pretty. The opposite word of pretty sometimes. You know who you are? Yes. Hey, Wendy, how are you? Michelle Graves, how are you? We love seeing your names. We love seeing where you're calling in from. But you know what? That's what makes the world go round. The difference in personality, the difference in style. But the bottom line is loyalty, honesty, great communication, belief in one another. That's what makes our friendship rock. That's why we are the force of friendship. 9 a.m. the Superstation. When I tell you what, we said, we got something. Whenever this opportunity, Crisette brought it to it, she said, y'all, we can have a daily talk show. We was like, a daily what? No, that's too much friendship. That is too much going on. But we said yes, and here we are. Girlfriends, how you doing? Gloria's been away. We've been here, there, and everywhere. And I'm glad. Yesterday it was snowing outside. No snow today, but parts of Pennsylvania, New York got 8 inches, y'all. A snowstorm in spring. Lord have mercy. What is going on? What is going on? Mask off, snow falling from the sky, bread is sky high. Come on, y'all. Lord, Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel. Caterina, how's it going out there on the West Coast?
All what you said is what's happening over here. I mean, Anthony's on a plane at 5:30 in the morning. First of all, who takes off at 5:30? Okay, we live an hour and 15 minutes from the airport. Pray for us up in here. So we had some intense fellowship about how you get to the airport. But the thought, I said, okay, the thought. I mean, Gloria, you talk about it. Being on the plane, they just pulling the mask off. And I know a lot of people that were just, they so excited. They screaming, they yelling. These planes are I mean, I just know, fix your face, because if somebody gets next to me and they get to sneezing and coughing, we gonna have issues for real. Okay, we gonna have issues. I'm gonna be like, all up against the window. I'm not ready for it. Now, it's hard to wear a mask 6 hours, it's hard, but having COVID is harder. So that's what I'm talking
And
about.
dying from it is even harder than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what's in my thoughts right now, honestly.
Yeah.
Gloria,
Gloria,
what was it like on the plane?
Yeah, you traveled yesterday, right in the middle of it. My son traveled. He said he got on one plane, had mask on, went to another airport to transfer. They were like, nobody had mask on. They were happy saying, we no longer wear masks. He was just like, it was like a movie, for real.
Wow.
How was it for you, Gloria?
Y'all, seriously, I was traveling and everybody had on masks where I was. Everybody had on masks. So when I heard that today, that it was coming off, I thought that was going to be real interesting because I know from the news, you see a lot of people who don't want to be in masks. You can see on the plane, people who don't want to have on their mask. You know what irritates me is if you're going to have on a mask, please cover your nose at the same time. Your mask all down here, go, and I look at people like, what are you doing? Like either put it on or put it on. That's the thing. Like put it on or put it on. But it's interesting on change. But on the flight on Southwest Air, they were still mask. They were still making the announcement, mask. And it wasn't a big deal there. Now, I don't know where it is anywhere else, but it wasn't a big deal there. They had the mask on. BW still masking. You know what? I think it really matters where in the country you are. I think, that's why leadership is such a big deal. Some places, like I went to Sprouts today and everybody had on their mask. They're still wearing their mask. They're wearing it out here in Howard County. Like, this ain't a discussion. This is just like, we've just made it this way. So I think it really does depend on where you live. It's a big deal. It's a big deal, though.
Yeah. Well, I just traveled not too long ago and the mask mandate, of course, was still in play. Just listening to the news and, Delta's, like we don't have anymore. And of course, Delta is our hub. So we always, that's our main airline that we fly. And he was just like, it's about time for us to take the mask off now that this is just an ordinary virus like the flu. I mean, for him to go from we don't need to wear masks anymore to saying that the coronavirus is like your typical virus. They were talking about it today on the news. And I said, first of all, stay in your lane because you are not a doctor.
Right. First of all.
Now,
right.
Let's start there because words have power. And when you have these executive people that, they have influence, we have to be very careful that we are talking from how you feel as opposed to talking from what is actually the truth. So I was a little annoyed that he would say that. And then they were talking, they said that President Biden flew today on Air Force One and everybody on Air Force One had on a mask. And they said if the president of the United States and all of their staff and reporters and whatnot still are wearing masks, then the rest of us should really think about coming out of our mask. And all I'll say is this, yes, are people tired of masks? I totally get it. But, when you're flying, and one of the things they said was that many people fly, and I can totally attest to this because this has been me, when you're not feeling your best or you have the sniffles or you have a cold, most people are not going to cancel a flight because of that. You're going to try to, cough in your elbow or try to take some cough medicine or something. So I personally am going to wear a mask. I'm thankful. I have not had a cold in 3 years, close to 3 years. And I attribute that to probably not going as many places, but absolutely wearing the mask. So for me and my house, we're going to still mask up.
And for me and my girlfriends, we're going to mask up and we're okay with it. And that's why the power of girlfriends is a big deal. Because when all your girlfriends got your back, like we wear masks, we're going to wear a mask, we're going to wear a mask. And then you walk into a whole group of people that don't want to wear masks and giving you the side eye and you're like, no, me and my girlfriends, we're wearing masks. That's what we're doing. So, the people you hang around really do give you fortitude to do what's important. And if you like it, nobody's sitting around here talking about you stupid or whatever. That's not part of my lane. But part of my lane is, doing what's right for me and allowing you to do what's right for you, and staying over here. If you want to be in that party over there, then you go and be in that party, because there's many places we're going to disagree. Many places we're going to disagree.
Right.
That doesn't make me right or you right or whatever. It's just we have to agree to disagree. But you stay over there, and this is my choice. But the fortitude of your girlfriends really does make a difference.
It does.
Yeah, it does. And I do believe that a judge, this is how crazy this thing went down yesterday.
Right.
A judge rules Monday afternoon that mask wearing is optional for major U.S. airlines, employees, and passengers. So mid-flight, the pilot makes the announcement. They get the news mid-flight, and people in mid-flight start taking off their masks. Yeah, mid-flight. And so families are very upset because they said they bought a ticket with their children who are not vaccinated.
Right.
Saying, this is how I'm flying. And in mid-flight, you saying take the mask off, and people are partying and throwing them up in the air. And so they're like, this is not cool. So now it is optional for major U.S. airlines, employees, and passengers. Amtrak. No, you don't have to wear a mask anymore.
No.
Some subways, however, New York City, San Francisco, Chicago, they are still requiring. They're still requiring it.
Good.
Now, these are the airlines who have gone optional. Alaska Airlines, American Airlines, Frontier, Delta, JetBlue, Southwest, Spirit, United.
That's
okay.
That's everybody.
Pretty much that's all everybody. The ones we fly.
That's everybody pretty much. And then they said that now this is why it gets complicated, because the airlines might say one thing, but the jurisdiction of the airport of the city says another thing. So you have to wear a mask inside, like Philadelphia. They say you go to their terminal, their airport, you better come in with a mask on. But when you get on the airplanes, you can take a mask off.
Who is going to reinforce that? Because who wants the job of running around to unmask people, telling them to put their mask on? I mean,
you find the right people though. Some people got that kind of personality, girl. You got to look for them. But if you find a person who has that kind of personality, you better watch out for them, because they like to control a whole lot of other things. And those are the kind of people that start a fight. Those are the kind of people that make other people uncomfortable. Those are the kind of people who want to travel regularly, and then they're just looking for something to start something. And that's a lot of people out there.
Right.
You guys.
And you know what? And I'm going to tell you one thing.
Chris, okay, let me just say this. Call in 313-778-7600. Try. We want to know, are you ready to take your mask off? Are you ready to travel with or without your mask? Call us at 313-778-7600. Today, we don't have any agenda. We just talking about what we talking about. We got a lot of stuff on our mind, okay? We have not been together in a minute without a guest. So we're talking inflation. We're talking COVID coming back around with this new strain. We're talking inflation. What were you going to say, Crisette? What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, you guys know early on, there were so many incidents on the airlines on the planes with passengers getting into fights, and they were accosting the flight attendants and all of that. And I'm going to tell you, there are people that are bold enough to ask somebody that still have on a mask, why do you have that mask on? And sometimes my thing is, mind your business. I'm gonna tell you, there were, before COVID hit, many Asian Americans and Asian people wore masks, and I didn't know why they were wearing it. I thought maybe they had a condition or whatever. I said they probably knew a whole lot of stuff we didn't know way back before the virus hit. But I'm just saying, you're going to have those individuals who will be brazen enough to say, you didn't hear the news, why you still got on that mask?
Mm-hmm. So,
absolutely. Absolutely. And that's when the fight started.
So I'm going to tell y'all, if a fight starts, don't be crazy. Pull out your cell phone, put it on video, and start taping. And you're going to find yourself on your video going to be on ABC, NBC, CBS, AT&T, BET, CEA, and you're going to make you some money, because they are going to be videotaping all that craziness. But before you videotape, put your mask on, because somebody's going to be spitting, and somebody's going to be crying, and somebody's going to be doing some crazy stuff. And I love what Margaret says. Now, see, Margaret, you talking the news. She talked about, she went deep. She said Delta has a whole lot of stock in Russia. You know, it's the backstory
Wow,
news that you
didn't
get on
know
TikTok that tells you stuff. Go to the tribe, they
Mm.
tell you stuff.
Yeah, and I just but just the confusion, the chaos, it's just been tough to manage from many different perspectives when they tell you this over here. It's such a political divide when this really should be about health. 900,000
Right.
people's lives have been lost. And you guys, when I think about what's going on in Ukraine, they're fighting for their lives. These people are dying. And we're over here talking about upset because we have to wear masks.
Right.
Seriously. Come on, we're going to put some things in perspective. And then this new strain of Omicron coming around as they're telling us to take the mask off and cases are skyrocketing. Okay, we got to go. We'll be right back. I got a lot to say. We'll be right back.
got
We'll be right
issues.
back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Yes. We got issues, baby. That's why we talk Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. It is our release. We got a show just so we can talk about it, okay? I tell you, you have to emote. You have to talk about it. You have to get it off your chest. And then you feel so much better. That's why we are
That's
so
true.
glad. 9, 10 a.m., the Superstation, we are here. We're talking about it. We got a caller on the line. Jack, are you there?
Yeah, and thank you. A very interesting program today, and I'll be brief with my comments. The lady that you just had on talking about her and her girlfriends wearing their masks kind of summed up my philosophy in a couple of sentences. She said, we're going to wear our mask, and I'm going to do what's right for me, and you do what's right for you. And I don't think people should come over and tell me it's silly to wear a mask. I'm just going to add one thing, and that is I don't think either should they come over and scold you if you're not. You know, do what you think's right for you and leave everybody else alone. That's kind of where I come down on it. And yes, I travel without a mask, except the last airline flight I took about 3 months ago. I obviously had to wear a mask. So that's sort of my contribution.
All right, Jack. Well, we appreciate you calling. We got issue 9
perceptions. You add value to the show. So you do you, we do us, and it's all good. So stay healthy and well, Jack. Thank you for calling in. We got issues. All right. All right. All right. Bye bye. Bye bye. Well, you guys, is the mask coming off? I understand that there's a new variant, uh, BA2121, that's on the rise. There's an increase. Some of our viewers are saying, yep, COVID is real, it's still out there. We understand that there is an increase right now, not an increase in hospitalizations, but an increase in cases, infections.
Right.
And the deal is, you guys, many people have it and they don't even know they have it. They're just self-medicating. They're not worried about being tested right now unless they get really, really ill. Marta says, before COVID, I had a man with a mask on entering a store as I was leaving, pushing my mother in a transfer chair. He looked at her, then me, and back at her, he said, she should have a mask on. The air is too dirty. She is too delicate. It's full of many things and illnesses that can irritate and make her very ill. Put a mask on her before you leave her home. Premonition of things to come. Wow. Before COVID. Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, when we were back, Sabrina, back when we were in Beijing, and we've traveled to other countries literally in the early 2000s. And I remember being in Hong Kong, maybe even in the 90s. And I was like, why do they have masks on? I mean, they masks on everywhere. So yeah.
The little
Premonition of things
kids
to
had a
come.
mask on. The whole families had masks on. And we just looked like that. That was weird to us because that was foreign to us in the USA.
Right.
Absolutely.
I met a woman this weekend. She's from, she lives in China and Thailand, and she's been over here since May. She wanted to go home right when she was going to go home to China. They shut down the country again. She can't go home. She doesn't have any idea when she's going to go home. So she said, I just decided to move to Austin. She had never seen Austin, don't know nothing about Austin, was sitting in a room full of people like, I'm going to Austin. I was like, you know me, I love women with some courage. And she had some tremendous courage. She sat next to a woman and said, I'm going to Austin. Another woman that she didn't even know said, I live in Austin. So, I mean, this is changing so many components in the world that we don't even understand. But this young woman left thinking she was going to go home and has been here since May.
Wow.
So COVID is real. It's just real. It's real, 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 real. I'm very interested to hear what they're saying about the new strain, though. What are they saying about the new strain?
Yeah, they're saying that this variant is 23 to 27% more transmissible than the last. And we know the last was really transmissible. Yeah, everybody was getting it. So this one is 23 to 27% more transmissible. They don't have any evidence yet to suggest that it causes more severe disease. So that's good news that there's no evidence yet. But again, if you have pre-existing conditions, you are going to get more sick than others. And we have to be very careful about, it's not about you. It's about your elder loved ones. It's about those who are around who are not eligible to be vaccinated, who are not vaccinated. I mean, I just run into so many people who are so self-absorbed, and it's all about I. Well, I'm doing this. Well, I feel like doing that, with no concern or care about others in the family or in the workplace. They say these symptoms include cough, heavy fatigue, congestion, runny nose, some dizziness. Some dizziness. Go ahead, Crisette. Go ahead.
I have a question. So, I got a text message probably about 5 days ago saying that I'm eligible for a fourth shot. So, what do you guys think about? Are you definitely, especially, I have two trips out of the country, one this month and then one next month. And of course, traveling is starting to pick up more. So what are your thoughts about the fourth shot. I am leaning towards getting it. It's just a matter of me making an appointment to go and do it. I know several people that have already done it. Do you think it's going to just be a part of our life, like, taking the flu shot? And, people are like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. And my thing is, I'm not a conspiracy person, but if it was something, I've already had the first three. I'm just going to go for the gusto and get the fourth one.
I
I'm
want
not
to talk to
ready
my
yet.
medical professional more
I'm
and
not
get more
ready yet.
feedback.
Okay, go ahead, Caterina. Go ahead.
I mean, we might have been saying the same thing, Sabrina. I just want to talk more to my medical professional, unique. I'm not against it. I'm not eager, but clearly, if it's necessary, and let another strain come close and it start you run in.
Yeah.
So,
I'm following my uncle's lead. He's a doctor. He's been on the show before. My sister talked to him a couple days ago. He is not against it, but he said that the efficacy, and they're not sure how much good it can do. Right now, they're talking it possibly may cover 6 weeks. I'm like, what? And so he's saying that, and so I'm following his lead. When he goes, that's when I'm going. And
okay, well, keep us posted.
Did he have anything against
Keep your
it?
girls posted.
keep us posted.
Chris, we
Keep us
lost
posted.
you. We lost your audio, Chris.
We all go.
What'd you say? Oh, okay.
Keep us all posted on your uncle.
Right. Oh my goodness, you guys, we just talking. Call us. We want to hear from you. 313-778-7600. We got issues. We are just talking about everything we want to talk about today. We'll be right back. Got to pay some bills. We're back.
Yeah,
great.
what?
Okay. Okay. Well, I didn't know. Okay, I'm confused here. All right, Michael.
Just
we're
roll
back.
with it.
We're back.
Like Kitty says, when you wake up, your mouth start moving. So just work it, girl. Just work it.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Can't do it without you.
Bertha said,
You know what, y'all? We are made for this. Bills paid. Fast in a hurry. Okay, I thought that break came up kind of quick. Well, you guys, you know what? It takes a village to put this show together. We've got our sound engineer. We've got the radio operator. We've got the commercials playing. We got programming around us. So, I mean, we got a producer who produces the show. It takes a lot to get us up and running. And then you get these 4 chicks in sync to get in their chairs.
Wait a minute. Ain't nobody said nothing about my necklace. Look, I put on a quality necklace today. I put on a quality necklace. Now, see, when Crisette put on a quality necklace, everybody talking about Crisette. But don't nobody say nothing when I put on this is a quality necklace. This ain't a regular necklace, it's a quality necklace.
That's her commercial break. I don't know who she repping today, but can you guys please call in, put in the chat, tell her necklace is gorgeous. Gloria's words of affirmation, that's her jam.
Right.
She loves words. So if you want Gloria to love you and for her to pay attention to you, type in the chat, Gloria, you look amazing. Gloria, I love your necklace. Gloria, blue
she being messy,
is your color.
Messy, MESSY.
Okay. Now back to the topic. What are we talking about? Oh, if you're ready for the fourth boost, for the fourth shot.
Your uncle is going to tell us.
I'm following his lead. Gloria, you call Bootsy, see what he says.
I will.
But I just don't have enough information on it. They're saying that they're not sure what it will do for us. And so I'm just going to wait until we see that it's definitely necessary. And then, of course, I'll be the first one at CVS saying, I'm ready.
My sister got it. Wendy got it. She got the shot. She was having a big event in New York, and she went and got the shot before her event, about maybe 3 days before her event. She was sort of tired that day, but that was it. She hasn't said anything else about it. And I talked to her earlier, so I'm going to ask her about it. Because there's not a lot of people that you can find that have taken the shot. So it'd be interesting to find people who've taken a shot and how did they come to the decision to take it and how they felt since they've taken the shot. So
Yeah, we got a caller, y'all. We got a caller. Let's go to the have side effects been discussed. Let's go to the phone lines. Thank you for calling. Bishop, are you there?
I'm doing fine, ladies. How are you all?
great.
Yeah. I thought you knew it would be. That's why you said we're going to the bishop, not the bishop. Hope y'all had a great Easter weekend. How did you children celebrate? Hope it was nice and safe and you enjoyed yourselves. I talked to a bishop friend of mine who's over in Israel, and he is the bishop over a certain denomination, and his diocese is Israel. And I happened to talk to him about some other things, maybe 2 Saturdays ago. And he was saying that he was asking me, the man, we lost so many ministers, pastors, and bishops. I said, yeah, man. I said, you could write a whole book. There'd be a whole chapter included on preachers of COVID, or clergy, men and women. And he was just saying that, we're blessed that we have not been in that number. I said, yeah, man, there's so many people that not just died, but and not even back in their pulpits ministering because they don't have the means, or they don't have or they don't have the ability to exhort in terms of sharing, teaching and preaching. So it's not just dying; it's about our voice, our life. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, nobody, greater grace loves me. They're not keep coming to church watching me sign language. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to learn sign language to receive my ministry. So my voice is everything, just as the artist and entertainers and all of that. And I said, well, I said, man, I'm on the board for a medical center, so we oversee so many hospitals around the metro area. So, I've got all the information there with the doctors and whatever. And I was able to get my shot early when they first opened up to the, what do you call them, first responders, because I was considered the trustee of the medical center. I was considered like an employee. So I had mine in January 2001 and 2021, and I got my second shot February 1st. So I was one of the first to get the shot, and it was no more to me than a flu shot, which I've been getting for about 30 years. My arm was sore for a day and a half, and then that's it. So I just get my shot right before I'm going to go. You know what I'm saying? So I could swing that club. But at the end of the day, that's all that's ever happened to me, and I got my booster right on time. So he told me, I said, yeah, man. I said, I had both shots in my booster. He said, oh, I'm getting my 4th shot too. A couple of weeks ago, I said, oh man, y'all got it. Oh man, we had the 4th shot, the second booster, 4th shot, whichever you want to call it. He said, we've had it over here for about 3 months now. I said, oh, okay. So I just made my appointment to get mine. I'm going to make my appointment. I got a big golf tournament this weekend. So I'm determining whether I'm going to get it tomorrow so that my shoulder will not be sore come Saturday, Sunday. But again, listen, I am trying to do everything I can to keep myself healthy and keep myself safe. And, I consider it bulletproof vest. You know what I'm saying? Can you die with a bulletproof vest on? Yeah. Do you want one on? Absolutely. If they got me, hey, give me them bad boys to cover my head, my shins, my knees, and everything. Listen, I'm taking COVID 4 shot. I'm taking COVID lozenges. I'm taking COVID ice drops. hey, the lemon oil and whatever. I'm taking it all. Because right now, I love my life, and I'm not trying to move not a solid. I have a question, though. I have a question. I'm all in. Go ahead.
I have a question. With the people that you are around, are most of them feeling good or bad about the lifting of the mask mandate? What are they talking about in your circle?
I've not had a conversation yet. We all knew that this day was coming. I'm still going to require masks, and I said that I would look at the mask wearing in the church. I would look at that at the end of June. That would kind of mark 2 years since we have been gathering back together. We did close the 4th Sunday of March 2020. So we closed down, period. And then we started having outdoor services Father's Day, 3rd Sunday in June. So we've been gathering as a people. even though it was outside for about 18 months. We just went back into the building on a regular basis first Sunday in November last year. So I've been telling everybody about opening our banquet hall back up to food functions and all of that. I said that we'll take a look at that at the end of June and see where things are. And if things are probably open back up to banquet things, but we're not trying to pack the banquet hall out anymore. We're not talking about doing multiple. We can have one big room or we can have 4 separate rooms. I said right now, whether you got 50 people or whether you got 200 people, we'll open up the whole banquet hall so we can have tables with maybe 5 chairs as opposed to 8 chairs or 10 settings, settings, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to take a look at it in June. But right now, we're going to keep the mask on in church. But I told Crisette, listen, wherever I travel, until the Lord comes, I'm going to have a mask on the plane. Period, and point blank. Until the Lord comes, listen, once they told me I couldn't eat no peanuts or open up a peanut bag, and I'm sitting in first class because somebody in the back got allergy, I'm like, well, what that got to do with me up here? And that parent that is circulating on that plane, you might well consider yourself sitting next to everybody on the. That's right. You look at the person next to me on the plane up and down. I'm sitting next to everybody on this plane. So I told my wife, I said, listen, I'm going to have a mask on flying on the plane from here on out. Not only have I not had any bouts with COVID, and I've been getting tested regularly, once a month, even after getting vaccinated, just to make sure I know where I am. Nobody gonna say they got it from me. And I told my wife, not only have I not had any COVID bouts, I haven't had no colds, I haven't had any flus, and I get maybe a couple colds and sneeze once a year, 2 colds a year, but I haven't had anything. So I said, you know what? As soon as I see 3 people coming toward my way, I'm pulling my mask over my face. I haven't had anything. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, and I know I'm taking the garbage out without a coat on in the wintertime. They're trying to hurry up, run out there and do that. And something like that. I come down with a cold. You know what I'm saying? But listen, I haven't had anything at all. So I'm like, hey, this mask ain't all bad. So I'll keep it around my neck. And I see somebody, 2 or 3, 4 people coming my way, I'm putting it up here. I'm going to go to the store right now. As soon as I get the door. Period.
We're so grateful that you're healthy, that you've been well. We thank God for your health, and we just wish you continued health. Thank you for being such a good fan of our show. Ladies and gentlemen, your man is a good man, a mighty good man. Thank you for sharing. You always add value. Thank you. Oh, my goodness.
You guys, and that's my thing. God has been so good for those whose lives have been spared. No time to get careless. No time to get impatient. It just makes sense. If it makes sense, keep making it make sense. Now, you just know that so many people have not been feeling good. A whole floor of my friend's workplace yesterday was sick. A whole 6th floor. All of them, COVID. Okay, so it's
what?
Yeah.
What city?
No, Oklahoma City.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it's out there, and these are some of the remedies, you guys, because now the symptoms are mild. People don't think it's a big deal, but like Bishop said, after effects. Not if you have to go to the hospital, but do you have the stamina? Long haulers. What's your stamina? What's your energy like? I still know people who got it way back and they still are taking naps in the middle of the day. And so they say that some home remedies.
And I told y'all, remember the article I sent you about it affecting sex drive, prostate? Let the brothers find out that it really has that kind of effect. Seriously.
Yeah.
They say there's a lot more that we put your mask on, put your mask on.
Yeah. So organic peppermint tea is good if you're not feeling good. Dayquil, Advil, and Pedialyte. So those are some things that they said. I know, but you got to hydrate. Lots of fluids, of course. And then, of course, there are a lot of other remedies out there. But if you're not feeling good, you should get tested because you don't know who you're spreading it to. Because people are like, it's just allergies. It's allergy season. Somebody told me that the other day. I'm like, you don't know. You don't know that. Go get tested, y'all, not for yourself, but for others. So
Mhm.
Call us, call us, call us, call us, call us. We're still in the battle of it. And then I go back to, well, they say you just got to learn to live with it. What does that mean? You got to learn to live with it. We go on with our life. You wear a mask, but when everybody else around you go to convention, they're not wearing a mask. What is that, y'all? How do you learn to live with it? Can anybody explain that to me?
Somebody
Darcy
I don't
said,
know
says,
how
stay
you
Mercy
gonna
said,
live
home.
with it.
stay home.
I
Yeah,
know
but you
people
But
want to
gotta
live
get
life.
out.
it's getting ready to get real serious because as soon as these snowstorms stop, it opens up the whole country. And then we get ready to go into the holiday season. All the holidays, the end of
Right.
May, big holiday on the 31st. Then you got to go July 4th, and then the kids get out of school. I mean, it's getting ready to get real busy. So everybody's gonna have to make up their mind how they're gonna handle this and who you're gonna choose to be around and how to not be around people that you don't want to be around without offending them. And you know what? Now it's like you have to be careful when you talk about politics at the table, and you got to be careful if you talk about mask at the table because mask is so political.
That's
It's
right.
no longer
That's
about
right.
just wearing masks. It's no longer about being healthy. It's about what's your political statement. It almost sounds like what
Mhm.
if you like a mask or don't like a mask tells you which president you like. It's interesting.
That's right.
So,
That's
so I
right.
have a question. Have they, like, we all still have family members that never got vaccinated. So, with the summer coming up, and like you said, Gloria, you got holidays, 4th of July, Labor Day, and all of those that are be coming up. So, is it still not safe for your relatives who have not been vaccinated to come around? Because that's a long time since 2020 for them not to be able to participate in family gatherings. So is it now they can come but just put on a mask? That's
Mm.
I mean, that's just I hadn't really thought about that till a few minutes ago. It's like we still know people. How many of you guys know people that haven't been vaccinated, correct?
For
Right.
sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. For
Absolutely.
sure.
Friends, sorority sisters, people that I want to be around, people I want to fellowship with, people I want to celebrate. Um, and it's you talk about political, Gloria. It's even political to ask. I think I said this before when we go to have dinner with the couple. I always ask Anthony, are they vaccinated? And he asks, and then sometimes he goes, I forgot to ask. I'm like, I want to know the information because at least that kind of tells me what environment. I kind of think twice about what environment I would want to be in. I'm okay maybe sitting in a more open space, but I don't want to be, So I don't know, Chris.
But it's even hard then, you guys. Seriously, just be talking about it. Even when you're in an open space, when you get with people, they want to hug. It only takes one little, you want to hug, you want to share, spinach dip, you never know. You never know what's going on over there. And it has changed a lot of that stuff. No, we're not sharing no appetizers. No. Mm-mm. So it changes a lot. It really does.
Now, I I
Wow.
will say that I've talked about it. We use that Naviage nose machine, and anytime, seriously, after Easter, came from church, we're around a lot of people. We come home and we use that thing, clean our nose out, I mean, that's kind of the ritual up here in the Earl household when we are around a lot of people. We clean
Now,
it out.
Caterina, tell
So
them what that process is, because every time you tell
Right.
me about it, it just makes me cringe. I cannot stand the thought of it. I know it's good for you, but it's like, she said, it's like plumbing. It goes up your nose and it sends everything down your nose, and it's like a drainage. I'm like, okay.
So my mom wakes up every day she just always has woke up every day with kind of sinus. It's just kind of a natural thing. I know some people have that. And at first she was not trying it. Again, just some of the things we started to do for COVID, they have other benefits too. Now she's like, oh my gosh, I need to do this. It's really good for people that have allergies and so forth. It is the NAVIAGE. NAVIAGE. Go to CVS, Sabrina. Go to wherever. Go to
It's
Amazon,
everywhere.
order it. The Naviage machine with these it has a little bitty salt water pellet, and you just put it in there with warm water. You press it down, and you put it up to your nose, and then you push the button and the water runs up one nostril and down the other. The salt water cleanses and the warm water cleanses. And I've heard several people talk about how, COVID can sit there for a while. And if you can clean it out before it takes root, again, I know I ain't a doctor, but that is making sure that it doesn't settle in your throat and doesn't settle in your nostrils. And so I love it. The first time you do it, you feel like you went swimming a little bit, like not drowning swimming, but you just feel like, when you're swimming and you have water in your nostrils, or even when we go get our
ears.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Go to get our hair done. But afterwards, it's like, I'll tell you one thing, you feel clean.
Yeah,
like it feels clean.
I bet. How much does it cost? Because everybody's watching the
$100.
coins. How much?
$100.
$100. Okay, that's a high
That's
ticket
just 2
item.
loaves of bread right now. That's just 2 loaves of bread right now.
Yeah, right. You guys, inflation, we're at a 40-year high. A 40-year high. Incredible. 40-year high. Oh, I was going to run down what's gone up. I'll be right back.
Yep. The neti pot is less expensive.
The neti pot
Thanks,
does the same
Millicent.
thing.
Thanks, Millicent.
Go get you something to clean your nose out. We'll be right back. We got issues and we're talking about it. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Yes. Yes, we are talking about it on Tuesday, baby. Talk about it with the girlfriends. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 to 10 a.m. The Superstation with the force of friendship, Sabrina, Caterina, Crisette, and Gloria. And we're glad that you're here. Today, we are talking about whatever comes to top of mind. And so it's inflation, it's COVID, it's masks coming down, COVID cases going up. We're talking about Ukraine, 55 days in, y'all, and we don't see any end in sight. So let's go back to inflation. Oh, what?
Real
Crisette,
quickly,
what you got?
Sabrina, I wanted to say this. Right when we went to break, there was a news bulletin that came that said the DOJ says it's going to appeal to revive the mask mandate if the CDC determines it's still necessary. So what's really interesting, and I know we're going to move on, is that supposedly a judge in Florida is the one that said we could get rid of these masks, but it did not come down from the CDC. So if the CDC is the office where these mandates come down, because they are the scientists, they are following what's going on around the country, you would think it would be the CDC that would come forth and say, okay, you guys, the numbers are down, we can get rid of the mask. But for a judge just to say, and it was a judge from the previous administration. So enough said.
Yeah, talk
Sabrina.
about it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It is political. It is political, you guys. And that's what's best for you and your family, because the leadership right now is so divided, and we honestly don't know what's up from down. Can you guys believe, back on that weather thing, 14,000 people in New York had no power because of the winter storm. 14,000 people. Yes.
14,000 people.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Where I was this week, go ahead.
Go ahead, Gloria. Go ahead.
I was just saying where I was this weekend. Everybody, we're from different countries, and talking about how, and this woman was there from Slovenia. I know I'm not saying it right, but she said that they always have snow. And this year they didn't have any snow. She said she grew up all her life. There's been big snowstorms. No snow. 14,000 people in April with no electricity.
The world. We got issues.
We got issues, y'all. This is so serious. And it's happening fast. It's happening really fast. That it's scary that it's happening so fast. We're seeing it right now.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
Go ahead.
Have you heard about the scientists? Have you heard about the scientists that are breaking rank and risking? They're like risking it all to state the facts about global warming. Like yeah, there's some that have come out. They're protesting. They're doing some major things. It's just there's so much real stuff that's not getting to the mainstream news because there's so much news to report.
Right. And they just did a special on the Colorado River and how it is. I mean, it's depleting so much so that they had to literally go and put stones in there. And it's a reason why they're doing that. But they're just saying people don't realize that how one river affects so many other places. Right. And the bottom line, they said, in about 20 years from now, we won't even have the same number of rivers that we have. They're going to completely dry up. And you think, 20 years, in my life. So, right. I mean, this is real. So we definitely need to, that's another discussion for the entire show. Global warming.
Absolutely. You guys, we were talking about the 40-year high inflation. Check this out. Honestly, every other day I ask Kenny, how are people making it? How are just our minimum wage employees, our single parents, people who are on a very fixed income, when your beef and veal are 16% higher than this time last year, pork is 14% higher, poultry is 13% higher, fish and seafood 12% higher, eggs 11% higher, dairy almost 6% higher. What? Lumber, you guys. If you build a home right now, the lumber is going to add $19,000 to that new home cost. The cost of lumber. Yeah.
Which is why that house fell down. I told y'all, because they using plywood probably to build it.
Okay.
I told you that house fell down for real. Saving money.
I mean, the gas prices were coming down a bit. Now they're creeping back up.
Seriously, y'all. Today, the little light came on in my car, like, get some fuel. You have to go inside at this one gas station. So I go inside and I said, $70. It'll fill it up. So I put $70 in it and kept rolling. I got home and I was like, what? Only 3/4 a tank for $70. That is a family of 4 for a week of groceries used to be.
Yes.
Can't believe it.
Dorothy said, put that back up there, you guys. Dorothy said her Happy Meal, she said a meal at McDonald's used to cost her $11. It's now almost $17 at McDonald's. She nearly fainted. Yo, when does
Neil.
this
It's a
end?
sad meal.
Eating about 11, let alone 17.
Yeah,
Right.
when does it end though? My thing is, when is it going to get better? When is it going to get better? When does it stop?
And a lot is tied to the war, y'all. A lot is tied to the war. You take that, you take everything that's going on, you take climate change, you take a separated country, then you take war, which is separating the world. I mean, we got issues for real.
And let's
for
add
inflation
it,
to come down.
what they're not talking enough about. You talk about people in China where it's shut down. They can't leave their house. Do you know how
Total.
much stuff comes from China? And
Right.
so when you're like, where's my stuff? Well, some of that stuff, those people cannot leave their house. And
Supply
they can't even
chain,
leave for
supply
food,
chain.
let alone to go to work and mail something to us over here in America. So,
Well,
yeah.
think about, I mean, it's something all over the world. Somebody says now we need to buy a cow and a chicken so we can eat. Okay. Absolutely. We're in day 55, Ukraine fight against Russia, day 55. And honestly, I don't want to get to a place where it's just white noise in the
Right.
background.
Mhm.
Right. You guys, people are losing their lives. Families are being split. When they're saying bye to their husbands because they want to go to safety, they don't know if they'll ever see family members again. And in the US, it's honestly, it's just because it's been going on now for 55 days.
It's the third or fourth thing on the news now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like background noise. It cannot just be background noise. What do you guys think? Do you think the US is doing enough? Do you think we need to do more? What do you think?
At some point,
I want to say that,
above and beyond the politics of it all, you have a human responsibility to not let this go on. It's just, if you don't see that, I promise you, God gonna come in. I mean, we're gonna pay. You're gonna pay for not taking care of widows and orphans and not taking care of these babies and kids. I mean, I know we must be doing more than we think, because trust me, if they sunk that ship, that Russian ship, I think we had something to do with it, that we helping them in big ways. But honestly, I just think we have a responsibility. If you have the power to help me and you don't, I mean, physically help me, I don't know.
And then add on top of that, you know, China is kind of helping Russia out as well. You know, they're kind of spreading the same propaganda that Russia is spreading to its people and to the world. They said China hasn't even come out and said that it's an invasion. They're calling it exactly what the Russians are calling it, and it's not. It's a military maneuver. Okay, it's what the Russians are calling it, but they're not calling it an invasion. So you just don't know. You know, you have China and Russia who's in bed together, you know, doing all kinds of things. So we don't know what China is sending over to Russia. And at some point, it is going to be a logistics issue where it's not enough to go around. So, I mean, your heart just goes out to Ukraine, and you just hope that God intervenes and it becomes a David and Goliath, and Ukraine comes out on top.
Right.
Our prayers go out to those people for sure. Yvette says, there's so much money from U.S. going to Ukraine. What about the homeless and the hungry here in our own neighborhoods? Can the rest of the world do something to help? Great point. Thank you, Yvette. You guys, our hour is up. It goes by so fast. You bring me joy. You're the sunshine in my life. Thank you for letting me talk it out. I feel better. We hope our friends feel better. Oh, my goodness.
Well, I'm glad you like my necklace. Thank you for the love.
We love Gloria's necklace. We do. Tomorrow, we got a hot topic. Be here. Same time, same place. Thank you for being part of our tribe. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.